Hi everybody, welcome to Britpop's React with me, BP1. Today we're going to be talking about 10 things about David Bowie you just might not know. Number 1, where his name came from. David Bowie was born David Robert Jones. He played with lots of different names, including one, Tom Jones, believe it or not, he changed his name to. Obviously he couldn't do that because Tom brought out an album and realised, I can't keep the name as Tom. It was mainly to avoid association with Davie Jones of the Monkees. In 1966, he settled on Bowie. As he explained to Rolling Stone, the name come from the Bowie knife. I was into a kind of heavy philosophy thing when I was 16 years old, and I wanted a truism about cutting through lies and all that. Quoted from David Bowie. Number 2, he didn't know how to pronounce his own name. Really? You might ask? Well, in America, Bowie is always been pronounced Bowie. Something David Bowie wasn't aware of when he took his surname as his own. He instead thought that the name was pronounced Bowie, to rhyme with snowy or as in a bow tie, thinking it must have been some sort of Scottish origin. However, David Bowie became even more confused when he actually visited Scotland and discovered everyone pronounced it the American way, Bowie. Of course, David Bowie didn't actually care the way it was pronounced, Bowie, Bowie. This didn't stop people arguing about it on the internet, and if you Google it today, you'll still see people arguing about how it's pronounced. Number 3, BowieNet. Yes, David Bowie had his own ISP, launching in September 1998 in North America, his own internet service provider, offering subscription-based dial-up access to the emerging online world. As a subscriber, you could browse a vast archive of Bowie's photographs, videos and interviews, as well as a blog and a newsfeed. You would also get your own BowieNet email address with an @davidbowie.com domain. However, with digital rights driving the fast-growing digital era and technology moving at a rate of speed, BowieNet was over as an ISP in 2006, later being turned off in 2012. Number 4. Starman Constellation. Consisting of 7 stars that shine in the shape of a lightning bolt, scientists registered the constellation shape in honour of David Bowie and his out-of-the-world talent. The constellation sits in the vicinity of Mars. David appears on the cover of the 1973 album Aladdin Sane with a red and blue lightning bolt painted on one side of his face. Number 5. David's eye colours. In the spring of 1962, Bowie would walk into a confrontation with his school friend George Underwood. To quote from George, "Just to get the story straight, it was about a girl we both fancied. At break time, at the school, George hit David, resulting in David having his eye permanently dilated. So Bowie's eyes appeared to be different colours. This is called a heterochromia, and he looks like he had brown and blue eyes." Number 6. The prevention of cruelty to long-haired men. Yep, that's right. David Jones, later Bowie, appeared to head the group of young men in where they felt society was picking on them for having long hair in a BBC Tonight programme. Here it is.
Now, exactly who's been cruel to you?
Well, I think we're all fairly tolerant, but for the last 2 years we've had comments like "darling" and "can I carry a handbag" thrown at us. I think it's just had to stop now.
They went on to discuss why they had long hair and why men should equally be allowed to wear long hair without comment. This group was created due to when the Manish Boys, which was an early Bowie group that David was a part of, were due to appear on another BBC show. They were asked to cut their hair before going on stage. In the event, Bowie and his band were allowed to retain their long hair on the condition that if an audience member complained, the band's fee would go directly to charity. Number 7. David Bowie played the Elephant Man on Broadway. That's right, David Bowie recalled in a TV interview, "I was blown away. I'd never been asked to do anything so supposedly legitimate, and I said I'd love to do it." A few months later, David Bowie became the Elephant Man in 1980, after being offered the role in 1979. His startled movements matched that of his poetic words, whilst his wandering gaze appeared from the thoughtful face. The glam icon gave a performance that was nothing less than astonishing, and here's some footage.
Very good. Why?
Why what?
Number 8. Pink Rabbit Stalker. That's right, David Bowie noticed a fan at several of his concerts, dressed in the crowd as a pink rabbit. This is normal, I hear you music concert goers. He became alarmed when he got on a plane and the fan was on board still dressed in the rabbit costume. Don't ask me how that happened. I'm not sure how I would get on a flight in a rabbit costume without being asked to get changed. It's also rumoured that David spotted the pink rabbit in public places. When asked about it, he appeared not bothered. Hey, it's rock and roll. Number 9. It's a myth, the Soul Train, the first white man. Many people think that David Bowie appeared on the iconic show in 1975 as the first white man to do so on the Soul Train. It was an Afro-American show dedicated to soul music. However, it was Elton John that takes Google's headline for being the first white artist to appear on the Afro-American show in May 1975, as David Bowie went on to be the second in November of the same year. Number 10. Heroes was a cover. Oh, you're not going to want to hear this one. But actually, in an interview with music artist Moby explains that when sitting down with David explained that he was playing Waiting for the Man by Velvet Underground, and he continued to strum the pattern of music. Bowie went on to write Heroes using the bass track of Waiting for the Man from Velvet Underground. Go away and listen to it. Go away and listen to Waiting of the Man by Velvet Underground and see if you can hear Heroes within it, because that's exactly what David did. So if you enjoyed 10 things about David Bowie that you just might not know that you do now, hit that like button and come and subscribe with us at Britpops React. We do reactions to sport, music and comedy, and now 10 Things About is our new series. Thank you and goodbye.